I'm late. Let's eat lunch together. Whoa, are you okay?
Yeah, just practicing my high notes a little too much.
Here, drink this before you freeze. Thanks. Later, in the music room, the choir was practicing. Amy tried to sing, but her voice cracked badly. Hanazono-san, you need to rest your voice.
You're straining it. I can do it. Just one more try.
But as she sang, her voice cracked again, this time painfully. No, that's an order. Sit down. Amy sank into her chair, trembling with frustration. Walking down the hallway, I saw the student council girl Sakura approach Aoi. Takahara-kun, could you help me carry these to the office? Sure. Just then, Amy passed by and saw them walking together, Sakura smiling up at Aoi.
They look
close. Amy turned away without a word. After school, I found Amy sitting alone on the rooftop, hugging her knees. Why are you up here? It's freezing. Is Sakura your girlfriend now? What? No. She just needed help. Ami stared at the floor, clutching her red ribbon. People say you two look good together. People say a lot of stupid things. She stayed quiet. The wind howled around us. You're acting weird. I'm just tired. Later that evening, the music room was empty. Amy was practicing alone, trying to sing quietly, but her voice was weak. It kept failing. She gripped her chest, her shoulders shaking. Why won't it come out? Silent tears started to fall. I walked in without knocking. Ami? She quickly wiped her eyes. I am fine, just allergies. To sound. That's the dumbest excuse I've ever heard. I gently placed my scarf around her neck. Let it out. You don't have to act strong with me. Amy froze for a moment, then quietly leaned into my chest. I'm scared, Aoi. If I can't sing, who am I? You're Amy. That doesn't mean anything. It means everything. To me. She looked up at me, her eyes wide with shock. The next morning, light snow was falling outside. Amy walked into school with a mask on her face. Hanazono-san, are you okay? I just caught a cold, she whispered, her voice barely audible. During choir practice, when Amy tried to sing, no sound came out at all. The captain's voice was stern. Hanazono, sit out. No exceptions. Amy's eyes trembled as she sat down, clutching her ribbon tightly. At lunch, I came back to the classroom to see a group of girls whispering around Amy's desk. Maybe she lost her voice from practicing too much. Or maybe she cried too much. Did something happen with Takahara? Amy stiffened. I stepped in, my expression serious. Back off. Off. She's sick. That's it. The girls scattered. Amy looked down, embarrassed. I didn't want you to hear, she whispered. Then don't listen to people who don't matter. I took her to the infirmary. It was quiet. As I made her drink some warm tea, she scribbled something in her notebook and showed it to me. Sorry for causing trouble. I read it and replied softly. You don't cause trouble. I choose to stay. Amy's eyes widened, her cheeks turning pink. After school, as the snow fell harder, I found Amy standing alone outside the music room, staring at sheet music she couldn't sing. If I can't sing, will the world forget me? The music slipped from her hands, and a gust of wind scattered the sheets. I reached out and caught them. You skipped going home again. She didn't respond. I picked up the music for her. Even if you lose your voice, you won't lose me. Amy trembled. I gently put my scarf around her again. Why do you always stay? She whispered painfully. Because I don't want to see you cry alone. Her eyes filled with tears that fell silently down her cheeks. It hurts, Aoi. Then let me share it. Suddenly, she leaned forward, burying her face in my chest, as the snow continued to fall outside. I slowly wrapped my arms around her. Walking home under the snowy streetlights, she held timidly onto the edge of my coat. You know, being weak sometimes, it's okay. She stopped for a moment. If I'm weak, will you still stay? I'll stay even if you break. She blushed, then nodded shyly and caught up to me, and we walked on in silence. Hey everyone, and welcome back to our story. Let's dive right into where we left off.
Amy's voice is slowly healing, and she's practicing softly in the music room. Suddenly, a new face appears: Ren Kurosawa, a talented exchange student and pianist. He tells her that her voice, while fragile, is beautiful, the kind that makes people want to protect it. Amy is flustered, especially because his words echo what Aoi told her before.
Later, during lunch, Aoi returns from an errand to find Amy and Ren eating together, with music sheets spread between them. Ren suggests they pair up for the winter concert, promising they could create something unforgettable.
Amy seems hopeful, wondering if she's really good enough.
Aoi's expression darkens just a little. He interrupts, bluntly telling Amy they need to talk about a class project.
Ren introduces himself politely, but Aoi just gives a stiff nod before pulling Amy away. In the hallway, Aoi leans against the wall, avoiding her gaze. He asks if she's really pairing with Ren. Amy explains that Ren asked, and he's incredibly talented.
Aoi's jaw tightens in silence. When Amy asks if he's upset, he denies it way too quickly. Amy looks hurt but tries to explain that she just wants to get better.
Aoi says nothing, and she walks away, clutching the ribbon he gave her. After school, Sakura finds Aoi brooding in the garden. She calls him out immediately. "You're jealous." Aoi denies it, but Sakura sees right through him. She asks if he wants Amy to stay small forever, a version of her who only ever needs him. The truth of her words hits Aoi hard. Sakura softens her tone, telling him that if he really cares about her, he should help her grow, not just hold her back. That evening, Aoi stands unseen at the door of the music room. He watches Ren play the piano as Amy sings quietly. Ren encouraged her to not be scared, to sing like she did when they first met. Amy hesitates, then sings with more confidence. Her voice is still a little weak, but it's filled with genuine emotion. Aoi flinches, a mix of pride and pain on his face. Ren smiles, telling her, "See? You're not fragile. You're strong." Later, at sunset, Aoi is waiting for Aimi on the rooftop. She rushes to meet him after practice, but he interrupts her apology. He finally turns to face her, his expression soft but determined. He tells her not to sing small anymore, to sing the way she truly wants to. He promises he'll keep up. Amy's eyes fill with tears, touched by his words. She replies with a challenge, telling him to stay close or she leave him behind. Aoi just smirks and says, "Try me." The morning of the winter concert audition arrives with softly falling snow. Amy stands at the school gate, her hands trembling as she clutches her music folder. Aoi walks up beside her. She admits she's nervous, but not about singing. She's afraid of disappointing everyone. Aoi gently taps her forehead and reminds her, "This performance is for you, not them." Inside the music room, the auditions begin. The choir captain calls their names: Hanazono Aimi, accompanied by Kurosawa Ren. As Amy steps forward, her voice wavers slightly. Ren whispers for her to breathe with the keys. She closes her eyes, takes a deep breath, and as Ren begins a delicate piano intro, Amy starts to sing. Her voice is soft, but it's warm and full of emotion. The other students are stunned. Even the judges whisper among themselves, noting how her tone has changed, how her vulnerability makes her performance beautiful. From the doorway, Aoi watches, quietly proud. When the results are posted, Amy is selected as the solo vocalist, and Ren as the lead accompanist. Amy gasps in disbelief while students congratulate her. She turns looking for Aoi, but he's already gone. She finds him on the rooftop, watching the snowy sky. She bursts in, telling him she got in. Aoi smiles gently and says, "I knew you would." Overwhelmed, Amy tears up, asking if it's okay to be proud of herself. Aoi pats her head softly and tells her she should be more than proud. As a sudden wind blows, Aoi catches her hand and makes a promise. On the day of the concert, he'll be in the front row. With a teary smile, Amy promises back, "Then, I'll sing to that seat. Only you." But as preparations intensify, so does the pressure. During practice, Ren constantly pushes Amy, demanding perfection. He stops her mid-song, telling her to match his pace more closely.
Aoi watches from the doorway, seeing how exhausted and pressured she looks. Later, he finds her rushing through the hallway and gently stops her, reminding her she hasn't even eaten. Aimi just gives a forced smile, saying she's fine and needs to practice more. Aoi warns her not to forget to breathe. That evening, Aimi pushes herself until her voice cracks. Ren, frustrated but concerned, tells her to stop for the day, but Aimi insists on one more try. His firm refusal startles her into silence. On the walk home, Aoi confronts her, telling her she looks dead. Aimi tries to brush it off, saying it means she worked hard. Aoi frowns, telling her working hard doesn't mean breaking yourself. Aimi looks down, whispering that maybe breaking a little is okay if it makes her stronger. A painful silence grows between them. The next day, Aoi overhears Ren telling Aimi to rely only on him and forget all other distractions. The words hit Aoi hard. He finds Aimi on the rooftop at lunch. He tells her he's upset she's hurting herself. Aimi tries to argue, but her voice cracks from overuse. As she clutches her throat, Aoi's worry turns to anger. He points out that this is exactly what he meant. Crying, Aimi stubbornly says she has to give everything or she lose it. Lose what? Her voice? Herself? In a soft, breaking voice, she confesses her fear. If she doesn't try harder, he'll drift ahead or Ren will. Aoi freezes, shocked. He quietly asks if she really thinks he'd leave her for something like that. She doesn't answer. And as snow begins to fall, the school bell rings, echoing the new distance between them. What will happen next? Will they be able to fix this growing rift before the concert? Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the next part of the story. Thanks for watching.